longbow. But, well, I suppose an English summarization of a rant would suffice, connected to a certain object or two. Anyway, please on. That's my name. Obviously, it's not my real name, but in the future, as Marshall McLuhan once said, connected to Cronenberg and all these neurons, you're all part of something. Yeah, taco bar, the cactus and such. Brandy, 15 seconds of fame. But that's obsolete here in Sången. Well, it's Aniaraplatsen, but it's the same story. Yes, it's the song about Aniara here, connected to objects. Well, it's two different kinds here. It's apricot apple nectar of Sadoschccccok. That's interesting. And then it's also Sadoschccccok apple flavor. So two new flavors. Well, new and new, but it's still flavors connected to events in October. The Forest Acoustic Art. Which one is my name? And Forest Acoustic Art is my game, and the pandemic used to tell us that 6 persons were available to be at one place at the same time. It could be 8, 10, 23, 400 or such. But this is Sången, Stockholm, Sweden, and it's Aniaraplatsen. English summary follows by connected to Harry Martinson's his spot world, Johan Wrede, the song about Aniara, since, well, I'm literally here at Aniaraplatsen in Sången, Stockholm, Sweden. So, some light readings. And it's also some interviews, but I'll just do the English summary here. Not all of it, naturally, since it's scientific. It's not the poem, it's not the movie, it's 1960s. So anyway, its summary says at page 372 that the space epic Aniara has had a more spectacular success than most work in Swedish 20th century poetry. It is not only a popular piece of science fiction, it is a rich and complicated poetic cycle. Very little scholarly research has been done on the epic, though much has been written about it, and it's connected to something written in 1961, revised a bit. That's 352, and it's about the genesis of Aniara, then going on and on about things. And then connected to 375, that rather than following a well-known plot or practice, which is often said to be a characteristic of epic poetry, Martinson chooses another method. He appears as a narrator, the author, that is. Well, author of the poem, not the book. Then it's pattern and ideas. I think this is page 376, or quote from 360, page 376. As a member of the group Fem Unga, Martinson was deeply influenced in his earliest years as an author by contemporary cultural topics, some of which were psychoanalysis, functionalism, socialism, and even sport. All of these were fought as ferments, which, just as there is in the literary world, would create a new society and a radically new open way. It must also be noted that the discussion wasn't only influenced by moderns such as Freud, Bergson, D.H. Lawrence, Sinclair Lewis, Corbusier, Spengler, and Mumford, but also by 19th century philosophers and poets, particularly by Schopenhauer and Nietzsche. The young authors consider themselves forerunners in the epoch, which would be the product of a synthesis of nature and culture. In Tidens romantik, 1931, Erik Moberg propounded a modern romanticism, which would be, as postulated by Hegel's historical dialectic, the synthesis of previous cultural stages of development. Martinson was especially attracted by the idea of return to nature. He was less convinced than than were his fellow authors of the blissful effects of technology and was suspicious of its possible dangers. To him, synthesis was primarily a remedy against the hazard of unnatural inventions. These not only did contribute to the renaissance of man, but were harmful and detrimental. Martinson's cultural pessimism was evidently inspired by the writings of Spengler, and Mumford even adopts Spengler's usage in the term civilization and culture. And then it's like a dictatorship and it goes on. And such. Page 384. So we're ending with that. Page 384 is the final page of this literally academic scholar work from the 1960s, and it says that Aniara, she is above all a symbol of feminine God goodness, which is but an incarnation of divine balance of nature. By comparing several texts, Nobia's likeness to the nature goddess and her relation to the river and other life symbols of the 30s is demonstrated in a separately published poem in 1957, originally written for Aniara. She is described in the very same images used by Martinson to characterize Karinborg. Without simplifying too much, one may say that Xagel primarily symbolizes the intellect. The blind poetess stands for poetry, the aesthetic and religious values, and Nubia for morality, all of them representing the ideal order of nature, or God. The women of Aniara offer mankind its salvation in intellectuality, beauty, and goodness. Oh well, the song about Aniara, I suppose. It's Quiet Trip, I guess. The movie, it's a sci-fi movie. It's special effects, major well-known actors or actresses. That was some years ago now. So, with that, the reading is semi-completed. Pre and post, but two different articles and views exist. As mentioned earlier, it's apricot apple, and also apple. So, no tomato juice today, but the exhibition is in October, so October 2021, period 4 at Constance. It's a Forced Acoustic Art project. Do good. Well, see who attends. I mean, these post-Trump time, the recent Tangerine nightmares are all over. Well, that's in the past now. This is about Forced Acoustic Art. Since Chris Ron is my name. Yeah, and Forced Acoustic Art is my game. Yes, Aniaraplatsen. This is a Forced Futuristic Art project looking at the business cons, Forced Futuristic Art. It is being written as we speak. Det skrivs samtidigt som vi talas vid. Yeah, and it's September 2021. Here we are now. Snippets of music, the song about Aniara, and rants. And again,